Okay, hello everyone. Greetings, stream. We are live here with session 2 of the Long Road to Novigrad, a Witcher pen and paper TTRPG mini campaign. When we first met our trio of party members, they had all joined together accepting a little quest from a merchant to aid him on the long road to Novigrad. From White Orchard all the way to the free city of Novigrad, they must go. Together as a group, they fought off some rather rude customers within the White Orchard Inn, and then proceeded to make their way through the roads and through the woods, where our Witcher had a little tingle in his medallion at the sense of a creature watching them from afar. We find ourselves back in the world of the Witcher, on said road within the woods. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Cinead, you were riding atop a horse, and Averan and Vidar, both of you were walking alongside the merchant's cart.
I have a horse, yes. I'm trying to remember where on the character sheet it's listed. But would it be able to carry two people or no? Actually, I don't think Cinead would offer. Never mind.
Well, there you go. Um, as you ride through, the woods of White Orchard, it is very prominent that this is a war-torn area. Towns are destroyed or are ragged. People are begging alongside the roads. If the gathering and supplies were your, let's call it, half a day, we are now officially on day 1 of the long road to Novigrad. Maybe a day and a night has passed since your departure from White Orchard. Vidar, you know that for certain, it's fairly easy to come to the conclusion that as you walk this pathway through the woods, you're definitely not alone. It's not hard to, as a Witcher, to figure that out. So you're keeping your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Have you?
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, would you have told us at all, or I forgot if we all made checks or if it's just because of your Witcher senses. Are we aware or no?
I believe it was just Vidar who became aware due to the medallion tingling, but you're more than welcome to, play it out now if you do wish to tell everyone while you're on the road.
You said it was about a day and a half that we've been traveling at this point.
Yes, you would officially be on the first, essentially, day of the long road to Novigrad, which would put the instant in White Orchard at a half day.
Okay. Has there been any obvious signs of whatever of what might be in those woods? And how frequently has my medallion been vibrating?
That is an amazing question. Let me pull up some information for you.
Would you like me to make a roll?
I would. It would be the Witcher training, I believe.
Would there be any odds to this?
What does it say?
Bright light, no vision, terrain, etc.
No.
Okay. That is a 24.
Let me just get something for you real quick. I need to pull something up.
Yep.
Okay. With your 24, every now and then along the roads, you would definitely, the medallion would be acting up every now and
Yep.
then. Mostly what you see as you kind of survey is, every time you feel the medallion on your chest begin to hum, you don't see the Leshen exactly. You do not see anything moving between the trees, but there is a greater presence of crows, or the occasional wolf pack that you could hear off in the distance. It's
Yep.
not hard to tell the signs of we're definitely being hunted or stalked or watched. And I'm going to say with your 24 Witcher training, this is unusual. While yes, Leshens do kill people, Leshens will take root outside of villages. Sometimes people will sacrifice people to villages. I do not believe it is known for Leshens to actively stalk people, and I believe even the Leshens within The Witcher 3, I think there's only one Leshen in The Witcher 3 video game that Geralt even, says, this one's weird. And I don't even think it's because it's following people. It just acts differently. So as a Witcher, you would definitely know that the animal presence is normal for a Leshen. The fact that the Leshen is following you is what takes you off as this might be a deadlier variation. This has reason to want to follow us. Something's going on here. Because if you would have left the woods any other Leshen, you would have possibly stopped hearing the crows, you would have stopped hearing the wolves, you would have stopped seeing the overwhelming presence of other creatures. You're actively being followed.
Yep. So, with all of this in mind, and the fact that it hasn't made any actions yet, keep your eyes open. We're not alone.
I will stop and see if my horse is sensing anything, because sometimes animals have a little bit better reactions than plain old humans.
Mm-hmm. I would say at the let's see. Let me just gonna look at your sheet real quick. Okay. I would think that your horse is definitely acts, when the wolf howls begin, the horse does get skittish and would act up, but would then go back to being no. You're able to calm down the horse, similar to the sense that Vidar is feeling. Nothing is directly after you, so your horse is telling you, hey, there's presence in the woods. There's something out there. There are creatures out there. but the horse isn't reacting in a way that would cause it to want to flee.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's pat her and keep following along. I think Averan, you're in the lead, right? Being the Witcher.
Vidar is the Witcher.
Wrong person.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong person. Vidar is the one in the lead.
No,
Right?
I'd be near the cart.
Oh, the cart's in the lead.
Yes.
Okay.
Which the merchant would, pipe up and say, something to the tune of, well, if our Master Witcher is worried, should we perhaps find a place to bear down for the rest of the day?
Hard to say. This creature does not act normal.
What time of day is it?
I would
Like,
put it at about
Are we
midday.
running out of daylight? Okay.
Sun's
It's too
still
early
up,
to be.
but in a few hours you could think about finding a location.
I think it's too early to call it for the day. If there's something out there, we'll just have to outmaneuver it. What's the wagon like made out of? Can the merchant hide in it if something were to happen, or is it like open access
It
and a
is
monster could like jump
it,
through?
It is an open cart.
Okay.
One horse in front, him in a seat, open cart stacked with boxes and other goods, or crates and other goods.
I want to dismount and slow down enough to get next to Averan and start talking with this mage who casts spikes up out of the ground into people's skulls.
Sure.
Averan, you're clearly a talented man. If something were to be out here, a monster, we have a witcher, but I mean, you're a mage, yes?
Well, yes, I'm a mage.
So if wolves or some such, you have methods?
I mean, I can kind of maybe defend myself. Wolves? Should we be worried about wolves?
I don't know. Whatever the Master Witcher is sensing something out there. Just wanting to be prepared. Stay on your toes, and I shall do the same.
Fair.
And then at this point, I'll stay dismounted and just leading the horse. You're muted.
You're correct. I even responded to you muted. I said I am. As you guys continue down the road, time goes by, keeping your heads on a swivel. You pass other people, the rare other person walking through. Some of them you see in armor, very regular armor, who you could think might be bandits, but then they spy the Witcher medallion and think twice. You pass
I'm very skeptical of anybody like that when we pass.
You pass the occasional other merchant in a cart. They look less rich than the one you're with. Carts with just like headed by a donkey with like just onions and carrots in the back, unlike the fancy stuff in the crates. One thing that catches your eye as you all round to a fork in the road, there is a makeshift gallows. There are 3 nooses, 2 people swinging on either side, and there's an empty noose in the middle with nothing there. As you,
Okay.
Mhm.
This is going to sound like a weird question. The bodies, as they're swinging,
Mhm.
does it seem like they're swinging because of the wind? Or is something causing that motion unnaturally?
That is an amazing question. Let me see what role might apply here. As we let me get to the skills here. Awareness would be noticing things or spotting abnormalities.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I could take an awareness.
All right. Any modifiers I should take? I'm not doing scent, so I'm not taking any of that.
It's not dark. It's not sunny. I'm not sure how the modifiers work. I'm just gonna give you a +2 because you're a Witcher, and you notice things better.
Okay. That's another 24.
All right. You look at them, and the cart does stop. You know, the merchant kind of looks at it with a somber tone, probably tells your group that, you know, as the Nilfgaardians move in, hangings are becoming more common as people speak out against them. But Vidar, as you kind of take a closer look, the trio of nooses, there is too slight of a breeze for them to be swinging as greatly as they are, because they're going back and forth.
Okay,
You know,
so that it's not just like a slight movement, it's like actual pendulum motion.
it is exactly how, you know, picture someone swinging from a noose in a movie. They're moving back and forth. It is pendulum motion. The middle noose, the one that does not have anyone attached to it, it still looks like it's been used. Someone has been on this noose before that is now empty. Moves with an ever so slighter, greater force, almost violent force than the other two, despite there being no one in it to cause the greater motion.
Is this third one like hanging right in front of the tree? Like it's two off of the sides on opposite branches, and then a third one on another middle branch?
It is one large branch. Noose here,
Gotcha.
noose here. Violent one is in the middle of the two. The two have bodies. The one in the middle that's swinging violently does not.
That ain't natural. And he'll slowly reach back for his silver sword. Whatever this is. I think I see where it is now.
So, I'm sure he's drawn a little bit of attention to this. Can I
Mhm.
do a magical training roll? To kind of dictate if it's like there's any magics to this, or like magical phenomenon, or magical beings. Any, like, I guess I can even detect like spells or hexes.
Yeah, go for it.
So how high are
Where
the
did that
bodies
go?
from the ground?
They are. So the bodies, it's like a makeshift gallows on a tree. The branch is pretty high up to be able to hang someone. Um,
Like how high are the feet from the bodies to the ground?
if
Like,
you
can you touch it from the
if
ground,
you
or?
tippy toe, you can tap the feet.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
see.
So if I mount, I could theoretically reach to the top.
Yes.
Except I don't have a sword, but. Interesting. Do you think the Nilfgaardians are having their way in this area? What do you think these poor
Nilfgaardian.
sods did?
We've been dealing with a lesson.
Uh, I don't feel like my monster lore with a 1 is that good, but can I roll to see if I know what a lesson is?
Sure.
It's 18, and I forgot what the difficulty slider is, if that's average or above or below.
I believe above 15 is so let's see here. I think above a 15 is very good. Or it's better than average. 18, you definitely know what a lesson is. They are forest, deities, if you will. They are fiercely territorial. They command, they command the wildlife to attack people. They have massive rending claws. They are creatures made of wood. Um, but even
They have like antlers, right?
yes,
They're kind of like Wendigo style looking things.
sort of. They have antlers, but they're ents essentially. The closest I can give you is they are pissed off ents,
Okay.
who can control animals. And I will say, for at least for our Witcher, for Vidar.
Yep.
A Leshen is hunting you. A Leshen is stalking you. A Leshen is following you.
Yep.
I'm gonna give this back to your 24. This definitely does not feel like a Leshen at work. And or maybe you have the Henry Cavill moment of fuck. This place is just cursed to all hell. But yes, in Cinead, you would know what a Leshen is, and Averan, a 10 is still basic information. There's definitely something magical about what you've been brought attention to. You just can't tell exactly what it is. But there's an aura of magic from the middle news, to be exact.
I would like to mount my horse and approach, not too quickly, but enough to get a better look at it and see what style bodies they are. Are they peasants, thieves, nobles, like soldiers? Like, what are they? What do they look like?
As you get closer.
See, also seeing Cinead, or however you say his name. Sorry,
Cinead.
Cinead, get on his horse and get closer, like both in height, elevation, and closer to the noose. Just kind of snickers and goes, okay.
Okay. Anything from Cinead?
I want to see the bodies a little closer, identify what they
Okay.
might be, or if they're like all rotted and decrepit. Then at that point,
They
but
are. They're not fresh. They've been here for a while, but they're not skeletal either. They're in the in between. Like they've definitely been picked at by the wild birds and whatnot. Um, they've been hanging here for a while, but not long enough to be full rotted or skeleton yet. Um, they are definitely, at least the two bodies that are there, they are definitely peasantry.
looks like misfortune took them, and they be dead now. And I will turn to start rejoining the group.
As you turn, you can see the backs of the two swinging bodies, and you notice both of them have what is very easy to tell are lash marks. The back of their shirts are torn open, and they have multiple lashings torn into their skin.
These peasants were flogged before they were hung. Perhaps they did something to piss off the soldiers around here, or bandits. That seems more like something the military would do to punish those that defy them.
Seeing that
Mhm.
that Cinead was able to get closer without anything like really instantly harmful happening, uh, Averan will start stepping closer so that he can maybe get a closer look at that middle noose and hopefully see if I can roll again to dictate what kind of magic's at play here.
Sure. You certainly can. The 11 loves you.
Yeah, it does. So technically this is a different roll, so I'm gonna use my human feature that lets me re-roll.
Okay.
Nice.
And okay, well that sucks. It's still the 11 though. He's just sitting there under the
Yeah.
noose like, that's fucking weird. There's something with that. I know it, but I don't know what it is.
There's definitely magic, but you just can't tell.
Can I see him having passed me and like he's looking up at the noose? Like turn
Yeah.
around and be like, they don't have anything ever, and they're peasants. What are you looking at?
Everyone will like look back, almost like with this like look of like almost slightly annoyed, but like it like I get that like you don't know this stuff or whatever. It's like I'm getting something off of this rope. I like that's not natural. There's some magic at play here. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Hmm.
I'm almost wondering if I want to be a smartass right now or not, and I don't know.
How close is Vidar now at this point? Like if I dismount, can I like toss the reins to him to hold Freya?
He'll catch the reins.
Okay. I'll like trudge back up. I imagine the it's on a hill or a incline, whatever. So I'll come back up so that I'm next to Averan and look up at the bodies. Do you want to talk to one of them?
Everett looks over and goes, "What? Hey, dead body, what's up? Can you tell me anything useful? How's the other side of how's the underworld?"
I will.
Vidar,
You said that.
real quick, Vidar, with you being the closest to the carriage, you definitely see a look on the merchant's face of this feels distasteful, but then there's also the look of, but I didn't pay these three for being tasteful. I paid them to keep me safe, so he shuts up. He doesn't say anything.
He'll just watch them, but it's mostly to keep an eye on everything else around them.
Mm-hmm.
Given he knows he can hear, the crows and the wolves very active. He's aware a Leshen is nearby. Something might happen at this point.
Give me another awareness while Cinead goes into what you would like to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll purposely take a -2 for scent tracking because at this point I'm going to see if there's anything in the air.
Okay. And while he's rolling, Cinead, what did you want to do?
So there's some components that I don't think I have, but if I could just hand wave and say I've bought them and spent, I've got enough money. So I don't know if you're fine with me just doing that. But I'd like to reach up to. You said there's a guy in the middle, the left, and the right is open, or is it?
The middle is open. There's one on the left and one on the right.
Okay, whichever one that Averan was like, "Hey, corpse."
We'll say it's the
talking to,
one on the left.
So I'll reach up to where it can grab his foot, pull out my long dagger, slice through the cloth a little bit, and try to touch it to see if there's any blood left in the veins of the wound. And as long as there's a little bit, I'll begin to reach into my belt pouches within my cloak, and I'll start producing just random shit, mushrooms, sulfur, a bit of root, and start blending them together with my palms.
Okay.
Mushing it together. And then I'll reach back up and touch the guy's feet. And how long is a round?
I think a round is. Let me look here. Combat. Where are you? 151. Rounds are. A round is a time block of about 3 seconds.
No, okay. So that's not that long, actually. It's like I'm gonna touch his feet as he's hanging there, and I will begin to speak. Like, spirit of the dead, ye peasant, awaken! And I will cast Spirit Seance, a ritual.
Spirit Seance, eh?
Which I think is a ritual crafting roll, probably, or either that or spell casting.
See, is
Everyone
that
look over and be like, "What?"
I also a mage.
Is this under spells? If I find it,
Page 120, but I think maybe 121 on the PDF, or 119, or 118 is with a physical book. But it doesn't say what rituals are using.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm there. Spirit Seance. Seance brings the soul. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to read this out to you all. Spirit Seance contacts the spirit of a dead person. The seance brings the soul back as a specter with the sentience of the original person. The specter retains all memory, including the memory of their death, and it can be spoken with at its burial site. Technically here. The specter cannot be sent back to the realm of the dead except at its own choice or by killing it. The seance will summon the spirits of anyone of the same bloodline within 20 meters. So using this spell in family crypts is not advised.
Oh, please tell me that the other one's like a brother or something. That would be fucking hilarious.
So I really
One of us
probably should
always
have done
tells the
more.
truth. One of us always lies.
I should have done more reading on this. But
Difficulty.
here we go.
Difficulty check is 12. I believe it is a. Let me look at the
Maybe spell
rolls.
casting.
Yeah, I think it's just spell. Oh no. It might be ritual crafting.
Either way, it's the same rule for me.
I believe it's ritual crafting.
Okay. I don't know if that did any. Oh, there's a prompt.
Okay,
That
so
worked.
you succeed. You set off the spirit seance. And unfortunately, you called what I was going to do. Because they're brothers.
Now, this is all theoretical. I've never done this probably in this area. Do I need to cut them down? Are they gonna die in like another 60 seconds?
Well,
They're spirits, so I feel like no.
as you ask that, Vidar, Averan, the merchant, by the way, sees all this and does like freak out a little bit. Like, they're a normal person. I think seeing specters appear all of a sudden, he probably like. I think his first instinct is just start riding. So I think he freaks out a little bit and rides a bit of ways through the fork in the road, and then like looks back, like he stops a ways away, because he's not going to leave without his protection. But from the main body and the second body, first of all, Vidar, your amulet starts to go, out the roof. There are two specters in front of you, but two specters release themselves from the corpses and immediately go, "Oh, what is this? Where are we?" They look at each other. "Brother, what happened?" And then they look down at you guys. "Who are you? Where are we?" They're kind of talking in sync.
Easy. We're dead. We're not your killers. We're not your killers.
The one on the left, the one you cut into for the ritual. "What is this? What have you done?"
We need to know who killed you. Why were you hanged?
Let's see here.
I'll look over at Averan. See? I'll probably also look over to see if Vidar is like charging because he's a witcher. I didn't think about that at first, but
That's a good question. Any immediate reaction from Vidar to seeing two specters?
He is definitely starting to make his way forward. Because he's dealt with specters.
Mm-hmm.
Although, hold on. A sec. Yeah. One of his previous experiences with specters was not a very fun one,
Mm-hmm.
to say at least.
Cinead, can you roll me charisma, please?
I don't know how to turn the modifier prompt off. But
Or actually, hold
I guess-
on. Let me make sure it would be charisma. Yeah, charisma. Getting along with
14.
people. Yeah. 14. A 14. You would get the information. The two brothers would stop for a second. The one on the left would go. They kind of talk in tandem. I'm gonna just do one voice, but they talk in tandem. Like one of them says a couple words, and then the other takes over, and then the other takes over. So it's a lot of back and forth.
Oh God, we got twins.
So they begin to speak and say, it was a normal day. We were tending to our farm, and then the other would take over. The Nilfgaardians. They wanted our livestock. We did not have enough to give them. We gave what we could, but they kept asking and asking for more and more. One day they came with a group of soldiers. They wanted to take everything, including our dear sister. We tried to defend her and protect the farm. It hurts. It all hurts so much.
Was the third noose for your sister?
They both.
At this moment, Averan's gonna look at it and go, "No, I think I know who that third noose is for."
Ah, you got me.
See, I just need to do something real quick. As you point to third noose and you guys say this and ask if it was for if that's what the one for your sister, you see both of them look at the noose and like float near it. Vidar, can you give me a Witcher training, please?
Sure. Do I have any modifiers to this or no?
I'm gonna bump it from a +2 to a +4 for your past experience with a specter. You see both of them begin to wail out in anguish. And with upset. However, it's interesting. The brother on the right stays and continues to wail out and cry. He's saying things, we couldn't keep you safe. Why couldn't we? We did our best. The brother on the left, the one that Cinead began talking to, you see that there is rage and anger in his sadness, and almost like a slow motion scene, like a transformation scene of someone turning into the monster in a movie. Like the world slows down maybe as it's happening. You're going into the stance for your blade.
Mhm.
Your medallion is thrumming wildly, even more so than just having specters in front of you. All of you see the ghastly form of this man begin to essentially deteriorate. You see the ghostly bottom jaw like fall off. His head begins twisting greatly. And before you get a chance to react, the brother in front of you, like super speed, like just disappears, blinks out of space, as for a split second, while the others might not know it exactly, Vidar, you just witnessed him turn into a wraith.
Wonderful.
And so I imagine the slow motion ends with Averan, Cinead, both of you get like shoulder checked and pushed out of the way by Vidar, who has his blade in hand just as he gets to the position, and the wraith.
Yeah, he definitely shoved him out of the way before anything might have happened to them. Now, do I know how often this happens to specters? Is this something that happens, or would this be tied to the area that we're in specifically because of what else is lurking in the woods?
Certainly, I can get you that information, and it's very funny because I just thought of this. Welcome to The Witcher What If, because I do not think men can become wraiths. I might be wrong on that. I think it's mostly women. Or women become a certain type of wraith. I forget. It's been a while. You know, specters are the spirits of people who died in terrible circumstances or with unfinished business. And usually, when that unfinished business leaves the person with anger and hatred and wrath within them, that is what makes the transformation. A specter turns into a wraith when they are unable or brought back and unable to enter the spirit realm because they are fueled by anger.
Gotcha.
So, but I will also say it's more likely that what you just witnessed was the natural occurrence, you know, a specter being driven mad by anger, turning into a wraith.
Yep.
But it is common within the world of The Witcher, and I think Vidar would know this. There are definitely areas that are more supernaturally affected than others, but
Yep.
that is not this. There's definitely there's a lesson around, so supernatural is already there. The woods are already as fucked as they're gonna get, but you witnessed the quote unquote natural split to becoming a wraith rather than the area forcing its hand.
Gotcha.
So did it disappear?
The
Like
wraith disappeared. It disappeared. The brother is still there weeping. However, you do see him slowly beginning to dematerialize as if he is willing himself back into the spirit realm.
Before he fully fades out, Averan will ask, like, what did they look like? Tell me what, like, the men that took you here and did this look like. Did you catch a name? Any of that?
Before he fades out, no name, but they were Nilfgaardian soldiers. There are camps all around the area. We could not do anything. And then he fades.
Aaron will look at the others and be like, I don't know about you guys, but I have a personal feeling that that middle news, whoever ordered this, kind of belongs on that one.
Perhaps. But now we have a wraith to deal with.
I think the Wraith we should leave. I didn't know that was going to happen, but I believe its quest for vengeance is just, especially if they took their sister.
Or the wraith could be appeased if he'll just kind of keep eyeing at that middle news.
I will say, Vidar, you do know wraiths, while brought back for, you know, unfinished business, when not, wraiths do kill indiscriminately.
That's not the case with wraiths. They will kill anyone and everyone.
Maybe if enough Nilfgaardian soldiers die and the rest can finish the Wraith.
Or maybe I'll just attack the nearest village to make it everybody's problem.
Hey, that's why I'm saying we find the man that ordered this, put him on that noose and appease that spirit. Everyone's happy. I mean, it might eat some daylight, but
appeasing the spirit. It is fueled only by its own rage, and that is it. There is no sense made. It's gone.
Is there any way to get it to come back?
Kill it.
The body? Or do we have to go
Wraith.
find the Wraith? Well, I didn't expect this to happen. I
Give
suppose I
me-
should apologize.
Give me an awareness again with the same +4 Vidar.
23.
23. With your Witcher eyes, which I think probably glow a bit, everyone can see the glow of the cat eyes.
Yep.
While you're talking, you kind of take this moment and look around. It's very faint, but you're a Witcher. You see from the middle noose, there are what appear to be drag marks heading down the road, down the fork.
Gotcha.
As if someone was, fighting tooth and nail to not.
Yep. Follow me. And they'll start heading towards following that trail.
Okay. You guys, Cinead, Averan, you see Vidar begin walking. You do pass the merchant who, looks at you, Vidar, with a, what is happening?
This seems more trouble is being added onto our already existing problems.
More days in the wilderness, less time. Novigrad. But I guess that is why I have paid a Witcher and 2 mages for their work. Alright. Do you mount back up, Cinead?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, I will just lead Freya, the horse Freya, but I will be on foot. But I don't want to leave the horse behind.
And Averin, are you following close to Cinead?
Yeah, I imagine there's some questions being asked, like, so what academy did you hang out at? Like,
I didn't go to any academies. That's why I try not to do too many things. They seem to go wrong. Like this one. I've been looking for an opportunity to try that. Didn't go as I expected.
yeah, everyone will be like, I wonder if it wasn't really. I think you nailed the spell. I just think drawing attention to the sister noose thing wasn't.
Yeah.
No,
No.
there's a word for that. I think they call it insensitive.
Next time I will have to have you do the talking. You're clearly more, well,
I
charismatic.
don't know about that.
But yes, I think probably I need to hold off. It's this. I don't have the control over the chaos, probably the same way you do.
I'm just a little in touch.
Well, enough to make the man's head explode back at the tavern. That was visceral and fantastic.
Says the guy that just summons spirits. I can't do that. I've never done that.
No, you're still young.
As you guys continue talking and following Vidar down the road, it does begin to get darker out. The sun begins to lower, clouds begin to roll in, covering the sun, so light becomes scarce. Not pitch black, but it's getting darker. It's getting later in the day. Vidar, you follow the drag marks to an entryway. If the road is going straight, veers off this way, and you see a set of buildings, set of houses, your classic thatch house. Both of them seem to be run down. There's a hole in the roof of one of them. You see there's what would be a little fenced-in area for livestock. No more. And as you kind of make your way, you follow the drag marks, and you stand at the entrance of this little, driveway, if you will, in modern terms. You do not see any wraiths, any visible wraiths, but your medallion is humming and vibrating.
Quick rules question. Do I just deduct the 5 stamina for that?
Yes.
Okay.
And as you come across these buildings, and feel the medallion and know that this is where you are to be, you definitely notice as the three of you stop, the merchant is a ways back. He stops. He's been not following as closely, and when he sees you guys stop, he stops a ways away as you stare.
Is he bringing his whole wagon?
Yes.
Okay.
What would you like to do, Mr. Witcher?
Well, I'm gonna take a pause and see if I can't pick up any sense in the air.
Okay.
Which I'm taking in -2, but that's fine. That's a 16.
You begin sniffing the air and smelling for anything. Kind of like the Witcher vision from The Witcher 3. You pick up this trail of what you can only be described as death leading towards. If the houses are kind of at a slant from each other, there's a house here and there's a house right next to it on the slant. The smell trail of death is leading to the rightmost house and through the door.
Gotcha. Once again, because along the travel he would have sheathed his sword, but once again you see him pull off the silver sword again. Whatever happens, just keep your head. Keep about.
So the moment I see him pull out the silver sword, in particular, summons that.
And he'll look at now I have to remember how to pronounce your name.
Cinead?
Aiden? Cinead, thank you.
Cinead, yeah.
Do you have anything effective.
On call, I don't. Well, yeah. Well, what's the plan?
The moment that whole deflective thing happens, Averan just starts laughing. He just can't even breathe. Like,
So I'm not trying to metagame. How I am familiar with specters.
Mhm.
Would I also be familiar with how wraiths fight?
With the amazing roles that you've gotten in your Witcher training,
Yep.
I will say I can indeed give them to you.
Yep.
Wraiths like to do the old hit and run.
Gotcha.
They like to teleport behind you and then slash at you, or become incorporeal to dodge any attacks and then slash at you. They are a hit and run monster. As a Witcher, you would know that Erden is greatly effective, as it keeps them locked in place from becoming incorporeal.
I'm also aware that certain weapons aren't necessarily effective on them.
Yep.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I believe the way it works is it's rather simple in the TTRPG compared to the actual games and the books. I believe it's just that your silver sword does more than someone's regular sword would, because you have a Witcher weapon.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
overcomes the resistance
Mhm.
compared to. Okay. So, one, watch each other's backs. They will attempt to attack you from behind anytime it leaves your sight.
Do you think there's the soldiers are in this house, or
No, I didn't smell any of them around.
that's a very good scent?
Not as sharp as it once was, but yes. Two,
Well,
I have a spell. Well, sign I can use on it to help keep it from moving too much, but I wouldn't get too close to me after that.
can you do that thing from the tavern, Averin? If he can pin it?
I mean, I don't know how effective that would be, but I mean,
That's a
if
good
it's
point.
corporeal, if I can hit it, I'll try to hit it. That's for sure.
Yeah, what I can do is much more instinctive. I can't just
Well,
summon things in front of us on call. It's more in the moment.
I will say this. Your normal weapons won't be as effective against it. That's
We could
why
find a Nif Guardian and try to make another one and watch them fight. That's a joke.
No. Just do what you can. And do not leave your guard open too long. After that, he'll start moving forward towards the door of.
As you begin moving towards the building following the scent of death, let us take a little break, little bathroom break. Have some snacks, use the bathroom, get some drinks. We will be back in, let's call it 10. We'll be back in 10. Or around 10.
Sweet.
So, we'll be back as the party get ready to fight some wraiths. No, not hello again, everyone. I had everyone muted. Hello again, everyone, properly this time, now that we're not muted. And welcome back to the long road to Novigrad. Vidar, you grip your sword and make your way to the door of the house.
For the sake of it, as I'm approaching, I have it currently in my offhand, my left hand, as I have my right hand free for the time being.
Okay. How about Cinead and Averan? Are you guys just following close behind, keeping your heads on swivels?
Yeah, I'm following, but a couple paces back.
Okay.
I feel like I would have tied off the horse, like a perimeter fence somewhere a little bit
All right.
away.
Quick question before we continue. We had like basically a day of traveling. If we have any downtime in that to rest,
Yeah, there would have been downtime.
then I will bring my stamina and HP back to full. I'm just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as I move forward, is the door open or is it closed? Or is there
The
even a door
door,
left?
the door is creaked like half open.
Okay. I'll use keeping my senses open and aware, use the sword in my offhand to like move the door open more, peer in to make sure nothing just flies out at us.
All right. Roll me an awareness, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no bonus to this. This is just visual.
Yep, 13.
You poke the door open. It does that eerie, the creaking. You do not. Nothing flies out at you. It's very simple building. You can, like, the bedroom is the kitchen, and the kitchen is it's just one room essentially, with like a tiny little wall to separate, and you kind of peer in, and you can follow the drag marks. You do not see the full body, but you do see which immediately concerns you, as the other two bodies still had meat and bones on them. You see a skeletalized leg and foot peering out from behind the tiny wall.
Gotcha. He'll pause. And then continue very slowly.
Move in. You get a greater view of the skeleton.
At this point, he's kind of like keeping body out behind the wall. He's kind of like doing a wide circle around, keep a distance just in case, but to get as much of a view as he can.
You do so. You circle it. You see a skeleton. Not hard to tell, or pretty easy to tell from the size and shape of the skeleton. This is a female skeleton. The arms, skeletalized arms are like attached and clawed up on a bed frame. They seem to have been gripping the bed frame. And at the edge of the bed, the head, the skull, is disconnected from the spine.
Like missing?
The head's there, just detached.
Gotcha.
Is there any sign of movement outside in the streets or anything?
Give me an. I think it would just be an awareness. Give me an awareness.
That's a lot. Oh, because if you roll a 10, then it rolls again, and then plus is a skill plus your attribute.
Exploding dice. Um, at 20, you are hyper aware, and nearly nothing happens to your environment without you noticing. Even invisible creatures have a hard time sneaking past you. As you're looking outside, as Vidar sweeps the building, you definitely. You do not see anything directly, but you definitely hear ghastly sounds like just all around you. Um, there is definitely ghastly figures around. There's definitely more than one voice, but they don't seem to be showing themselves just yet. But you get the sense that they are here and waiting for something.
Hmm. I'm gonna stay out of the house, but in like right by the door's threshold.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like back to the wall facing the street.
Okay. Anything you'd like to do?
I'm waiting and watching.
Anything from Averan?
Where exactly would Averan be compared to like everyone else? Has our richer friend gone inside the building, or is he outside?
Vidar's in the building.
Um,
I think you would have walked up with Cinead, so you would be outside the building with him.
all right. So I imagine I'd be like looking through the door at what the Witcher's doing. Do I notice Cinead? Names. Um, do I notice my mage friend acting weird?
I think you would
Just
probably notice him like the hair is like he's standing up on edge, like looking around, being vigilant.
Okay. And I think at this point, essentially, Averin would like kind of be looking at, seeing what the Witcher's doing, and then like looking back at Cinead, and then looking back, and then be like, what's up, bud? Like, are you like, you notice anything? You okay?"
there's voices. There's something is out here in the supernatural realm. I don't see it, but I can hear they're out here. It's out here, whatever it is.
Averin will just be like, I like mentally he's thinking, I've seen this guy like literally summon spirits. You know, I don't know what the fuck this guy is capable of sensing, but Witcher, there might be something out here. Just is everything okay in here?
As that's happening, just to get a better picture in my head,
Mhm.
you said that they were holding on to the edge of a bed frame.
Yes.
Were they on the bed frame, or is it like they're on the ground, gripping it, like trying to keep them from being dragged away?
That one.
Okay, so they're not on the bed, but on the ground and like trying to hold on to whatever they can to keep from getting dragged away.
Yes. And I'll add to this a little bit. The reason why this is extra eerie to you is the first being the two other corpses, still had flesh. They still obviously, they weren't skeletons. But also the skull being detached as if the neck was broken, as if they were hung, but this body wasn't on the third one. It wasn't in the middle. It's here.
Yeah. So, am I noticing anything on the bones? Like strange markings on the bones? Like, I don't know, something dragging against the bones to rip flesh off of it, or maybe gnawing?
Give me a an awareness followed by a Witcher training.
I was going to say, or would this be a deduction?
Oh yeah, give me a deduction and then a Witcher training.
Okay. Any mods for the deduction or just straight?
I'm gonna say straight for that, same mods for the Witcher training that I've been giving you.
Okay. 15 for the deduction.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be a +4 for the Witcher training?
Yes.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I fumbled.
I don't know. I don't know if fumbling a skill is bad. I think if you fumble in combat, it's bad.
Yeah.
Since Averan is kind of like peeking in and looking, could I roll a deduction?
Sure.
Beep, beep, beep. Just to see if I notice anything ambiently, right?
Mm.
24.
24. So the clues that the both of you have in tow. 3 bodies were hanged. 3 people were hanged. 1 was missing. The one in the middle, the noose in the middle, was giving off magical auras of some kind. You were following drag marks to this ruined little homestead that one of these specters told you about. You found a skeleton with their head detached, gripping a bed, a female skeleton. You notice that there are markings in the bones, markings that would point to a flogging, one that was a lot more brutal than the others. And I'm going to let you use your imagination here rather than say it, but when soldiers come to a little home, kill 2 brothers, and leave the sister for last, use your imagination at what might have happened to potentially cause deep-seated anger.
So Abram looks in and ducks really quickly. There's some Nithgul soldiers around here that if I fucking see them are gonna end up on an earthen spike. It's essentially what he deducts.
Mm-hmm. And you can also get that, combine all of this with the knowledge that wraiths come back when they have something left behind and a serious amount of anger. And the fact that the skeleton seemingly is, well, 1, a skeleton, and 2, moved locations, you might be dealing with 2 wraiths. The sister and the brother.
he'll just stand up and move towards the door.
I can still hear that ghostly whisper
Oh,
whooshing
yes.
outside.
Which
How many other houses are in this? This isn't a village, right? It's
No,
just like a
2 houses.
farmstead type thing. Oh, there's okay.
As
Well, now
sorry, you go.
the problem is multiplied.
As you say that, Vidar, as you step to the door, have your weapon at the ready still, and say the
I will-
problem has multiplied.
As soon as you come through, I'll hold a hand out to like caution you. They're out here somewhere. I can hear them.
You see 2 glowing figures rise out of the ground, blades in one hand, glowing lanterns in another, and we will have a fight on our hands. As you all can roll initiative against the Wraith.
What if I morally don't want to fight the race?
They want to fight you.
That's a 20.
Okay, so you are going to go first. Probably.
I'm trying to remember where initiative is on this sheet.
I think it's page 1 by the skills.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yep.
Okay.
Quick roll
It
button.
was a nifty, easy to see button that
Cinead has a 10. Averan has a 17. And then my twin race. Let me roll for my Wraithy race. Uno,
place.
dos. They both got an 8. Wow.
Keeping it easy, twinsies.
Wraith 1. Wraith 2.
Fun and funny fact on my sheet for my skills and modifiers, I will always have empathy closed, like minimized, because I will be using none of those skills.
As
I didn't realize you could minimize them. That's cool.
as the
Yeah, they can
wraiths
get
as the wraiths rise, Vidar, you have been at the ready. You've been waiting. You are first.
so
There's one to your left and one to your right.
assuming I can get out far enough. How far away from me would they be if I'm on either side? Are they within a 3-meter radius?
I'll say yes, because they rose up next to each other.
Okay. I'm then gonna be casting Irridan.
Irridan creates a large magic circle on the ground around you. Anything that steps into that circle takes a negative to speed and reflex until they enter the circle. Any incorporeal creatures that enter the circle become corporeal. How much stamina are you spending on this?
2.
2 stamina. So they will have a negative to their reflex and their speed equal to 2.
Yep, I can only go up to 2 unless I feel like potentially hurting myself, which I do not want to.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll the spell casting.
And they both,
That's a 20.
you're good, and they both become corporeal.
And in case I needed to target a location.
I don't think for spell casting.
Yeah. All right. Someone decided to join me. I think that's it for my turn. I think that's all I can do.
You can spend stamina to do more actions. Let me get
How much
that.
stamina with that?
Let's see.
Where's that cheat? Ah, here we go.
combat in The Witcher. You can spend extra attacks and defense.
I can spend 3 stamina to make 1 extra attack at -3.
Yeah.
All right. So I will do that then.
Okay. With the silver sword.
Correct. And I'll do this at a strong strike.
Okay.
But I will not be taking a -3 to that
Understood.
because of my skills as a Witcher. One of them allows me to ignore that.
Love Witcherin.
Oh yeah. So a
Alright, and you're doing a strong strike.
21.
Alright. They will try to dodge it. Because they can still dodge.
Gotcha.
That did not go through. That did not go through. Oh, that's why. They do not dodge it.
Perfect. That's 4 damage.
You have a silver sword, my friend. You roll
Uh-huh.
3d6 extra on top of it.
Yes, I do. Let me roll those 3d6. 14.
So 18 total.
Yep.
You slash into which one? The one on the left or the one on the right? The male or the female?
Let me roll a d100. Because he's not gonna, do the whole favorite gender thing. It's just whatever's easiest. Say 1 to 50 female, 51 to 100 male.
All right. So you flash into the female wraith, dealing a solid 18. You stand there within the Yurden, or getting ready to, with them in the Yurden. Averan. You see Vidar run up, place his hand on the ground, and a purple circle of signs appears, which turns the two wraiths corporeal from their incorporeal form, and then he slashes into one of them, dealing a good chunk of damage to its shape.
See, it actually winces in pain. Like, okay, I'll take my staff and slam it on the ground and try and earth and spike one.
Okay.
Bill Kissy.
So you're spending 5 stamina.
2.
2 stamina. Yes.
Yes, I used my staff.
Yes. Let me just look something. I believe resist magic is what they do to avoid the attack, which they do indeed have. I will roll a resist magic. Are you targeting the male or the female? If you're talking, I cannot hear.
You should be able to hear.
Now I can hear.
Oh, yes, I am targeting the male.
Okay. So let me roll its resist magic. It needs to beat a 25. Oh, so close.
Yeah, baby.
So
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna
roll for a
take.
location.
Your attack will deal
Start.
standard damage. So it will be dealing 21 damage, which is a lot. Also, just very funny, mid-session, my phone just beeps and goes, hey, Comic-Con's coming up. It's tomorrow. Here's a reminder. Just thought I'd say that. I thought that was funny, because we've been talking about it. Anything else you would like to do? I'm not sure if you can spend stamina to do another spell. I know you can do it if you use the melee weapon.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna look over at Cinead and just be like, I hit it.
Well, speak of. Cinead's up. You're muted.
I can see the spike sticking out of the ground through its chest of the one that I resurrected on accident,
Yes.
right? So I will look over to Averan and then with both hands just kind of like motion to drag it to the other side and extend the earthen spike towards the female.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, I also saw the defenses dodge or block. All right, so
Just
roll your spell
spellcast?
casting. Fumbled by 14.
That
Ooh.
tracks though.
Okay, I
That's,
need to
unfortunate.
look this up. I
It comes our way. Fuck.
I forget where fumbles would be. Let me look up fumbles.
Fumbles with magic. Is it different from magic?
I'm not sure. Fumbles.
Dude, this could be so
Fumble
bad.
table. Fumble table. Fumble table. This is criticals and fumbles. When you roll a natural 10 on, no, you roll a 10. If you roll a 10 after new value, okay. Fumbles on the hand are when you roll a natural 1 on a 10-sided die, roll again and subtract the next value from your base. You fumbled by 14. Let's see. Just as criticals can disable enemies, fumbles punish you based on how high your negative was. This is spell casting. Is there a spell casting fumble table? I'm not entirely sure. Let me go to spell casting. Oh wait, hold on. No. Maybe it's in spell casting? We're learning. We're learning. We're learning. We're learning. Anyone could find it before me if there is one. My guest.
Elemental fumble effects. The earth around you rocks. You take 1 point of damage for every point you fumbled by.
Where do you
and
see
are
that?
also stunned. Page 166. Under the
166.
combat magic.
Ah, magic
That's real.
fumble outcome. Okay. Yeah.
That might kill me. 14 damage. Let me see. Oh no, I have way more hit
Yeah.
points than
So
14.
so as you reach
Ouch.
out to extend this earthen spike, chaos and your magic overexerts and fumbles, and rather than the spike piercing the wraith, it instead collapses in on itself and crumbles into you as you take 14 points of damage and are stunned by your own spell backfiring.
So does like the spike like explode and the tip goes into me or something, or what happened?
I think so. It says the earth around you rocks. So I think rather than a spike forming, it backfires in on itself and crushes you within it, rather than it stabbing you.
Okay. So the
Like
ground
your
is.
leg just sunk into the ground for a second or some shit.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a choice expletive as I fall down to the ground trying to like free my leg.
And
Stunned.
you're stunned, so it goes to the wraiths, who... Let me read Erden again. Erden! Yes, okay. They are fueled by rage. They don't like that they can't move or use their incorporealness. Wraith number 2, the female wraith, is going to leave the Erden sign and still float next to you, Vidar. They are going to swing at you with their wraith sword. Let me... I believe I need to roll their swordsmanship for the actual attack. Hold on here. So if you want to dodge or block, you have to beat a 13. You're muted if you're talking.
Oops, I will be dodging. So.
All right.
Nope.
Ooh, a fumble. Now, this is a thing as well. I do believe there are fumbles for dodges. If I scroll up here. Reflex defending. 8. You are knocked to the ground, and you are now prone and must make a stun save.
Okay.
To succeed, you need to roll below a 10. You rolled a 2. So let's see where the Wraith is targeting you. It's going to be 11 damage towards the right leg. So if it's successful, the attack will deal half damage. So you're going to take half of 11. We'll round down.
Okay. How does armor work for this?
Armor. What is your armor count? What is the number? If you have leg armor.
Maximum SP is 5.
You reduce the damage by 5.
Okay. So, how much damage did they roll? 11?
Yes.
6?
Yes. So you're going to take 1 point of damage to your leg, your right leg. That is going to be its turn. That's going to be Wraith 2, or Wraith 1, I mean. Wraith 2, the male Wraith, is going to stay within Erden, and it's also going to come at you with its Wraith Sword. So let me roll its swordsmanship for... No, it's not. Wraith 2 is going to go towards Averan. So it's going to float past you. I don't think attacks of opportunity are in this system. I think we went over that.
I don't believe so.
So it's going to float towards you, Averan. The one that you spiked is going to float towards you.
I do have a question.
Yes.
So it's currently being
It
forced
is
into
corporeal.
being
That is a good point.
and it has a spike through its chest.
That's a good point. I think it's gonna. That's a very good point. I think it's gonna stay on you, Vidar, because of that.
It's pinned.
So swordsmanship. That is a 13. You need to beat.
That's a negative.
Oh no, that's a
2.
-2. It fails. I read that wrong. Let's see here.
By 13.
There's a lot of fumbles this game. That's 3 in a
Yeah.
row.
It would have to attack a nearby ally, but the other wraith is not within range because it floated around you. So it just whiffs horribly, but it will spend a stamina point. to swing a second time with its Wraith Lantern, which I think isn't swordsmanship. I think it might be melee, so I'm just going to roll its melee. They're kind of the same.
Okay.
That is a 15 you have to beat with a dodge or a block.
If I'm prone, is there any kind of...
That's a good question. Let's see here. Prone. Where would that be? It has to be in combat, right? Yeah, combat. Let's see here. I do not see it. Let's see. I'm going to Google it. Witcher TTRPG. Prone. I believe you take a... Okay, it seems like you just take a -2 to your roll.
Okay, so dodge with a -2.
Yeah.
All right. That's a 22.
You are good. You are able to avoid the Wraith's Lantern, and it comes back up to you.
Cool. Assuming it doesn't take any action to get to my feet.
I don't believe it would, but if it does, we'll just hand wave it for now.
Cool.
Just kip up. No movement required.
Yeah, he's just gonna like take that time to like roll out of the way of the other attack and get back to his feet in the same movement, and attack the last one that's still in the Irden that attacked him. So male. Sword. And I'll just do another wolf. I'm just gonna do another strong strike.
Okay.
For 20.
All right. It has to beat a 20 in its dodge. It gets a 10.
Cool. So that's 3 damage plus 3d6. For a 16 more damage. So
You slice into it with your silver sword, and with a screech and a scream, the male wraith vanishes,
Perfect.
leaving nothing behind but a pile of glowing green dust in the Yurden circle.
Awesome. And assuming I'm able to do this, if I'm not, that's fine. I want to try to move towards the other Wraith and cast Iriden again.
Okay.
I'll even spend the extra 3 stamina in order to do this.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
For a total of 5 in total.
Yeah, sure. All right, you Yurden again. And I don't think they can save from it or anything. I think they're just in the circle. So you hand on the ground again.
11.
And they are inside. I don't think they roll to beat it because they're just inside of it anyways.
No.
So you are able to Yurden again, making the female wraith corporeal once more.
And that's my turn.
We go to Averan.
Averan will like essentially be like looking over at other mage and be like, oh, fuck. And then like, but immediately, like the little glow of like the sigil being like recast, he immediately looks over and then takes his staff and like stabs at the ground where his leg has sunk in a little bit from his like spell fuck up, and try to remove that stone and redirect that like earth into an earthen spike towards her.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Beep. As soon as I cast the button, spellcasting. Beep. Beep. I went. Beep.
Okay, they need
24.
to beat a 24. Can they do it? No, they cannot. So as you redirect the rock from Cinead's spell failure, it shatters upwards into the female wraith and blasts them away thanks to the Yurden. And you hear the similar wraith screams and shouts as if, from the male wraith. But before we call this a session here, instead of popping the camera out, you all would notice that we're going to keep the camera in this moment. As the female wraith disappears in screams, unlike the male wraith who left behind a pile of this ghostly dust marking its death and its remains, there is no such pile for the female wraith. It is just the screams and then disappearing. And that is where we're going to end our session for tonight. As you are left with these two empty houses, the Yurden on the ground, and the signs of a dead wraith, for good wraith, and the signs of more to come. That is where we shall end for this night. For everyone watching, there will not be a Witcher session in 2 weeks, because I will be just back from vacation, and Witcher is going to be a bit too complicated for me to run. But in its place, expect mecha hack, but fantasy, and airships, and giant bug monsters, and a lovely little game called Aether Nexus that we will be playing for the first time. Which you might say, Pi, that's complicated. You playing a new game for the first time. It's not. It's not. But these have been my lovely players. I've been your lovely host. Anyone who's watching this, thank you for watching. And we shall see you next time.